And it'll be picked up alongside the Drow Ranger. Okay, I do like this. I think uh, I think Treant Protector is better when you know that you're playing it against like a melee offlane and you're playing it in the pause 5. That way, whenever you trade with the safe, whenever the enemy offlane tries to trade the safe lane, you drop Leech Seed. It does extremely well. You drop Nature's Grasp. He's forced to walk into it or walk past it in order to get away from the exchanges. But you figure it's just good enough right now that no matter what, Treant Protector is like always pickable.
I think Treant Protector's Leech Seed is very strong. I think in most games, you probably put 2 to 3 points in Leech Seed in lane. Yeah, I think you go like one. You probably go 1-3-1 on this hero right now. It would be my guess. And then after that, you can start maxing out like living armor and stuff for team fighting, or you can go back for Nature's Grasp. But Leech Seed has always been the ability that no one leveled. You always went like 4-1-4 or something like on this hero almost every game.
You
So
used to ages ago. You would put like 2 or 3 points into Leech Seed, but it's been a while. Anyways,
big
the
cast
living
range
armor,
increase and big damage increase. It's really good.
yeah. Living armor ended up getting a buff somewhat recently as well, where it now actually gives you a decent armor at level 1.
Yeah.
Gives you 6 that you can cast globally, so that always feels really good at sitting your mid laner. Although the HP regen that you get from it isn't amazing either. But I like the draft here from Infamous. I think Ursa was an amazing thing to pick into it, though. As long as you can get on top of these heroes, like the draft, as long as you can stay on top of Drow Ranger, you're fine. Even if you're trading with Doom, you're going to be relatively fine as long as you get overpower off on people first.
Yeah. Ursa lanes super well into Doom. So I like this a lot. Doesn't really care too much about the Rubik, right? Because a lot of his damage out onto heroes comes from the Fury swipes. So the reduced damage from Fade Bolt is not super effective against him.
Yep. And you have a tool for getting out of overgrowth on Treant Protect. Just pop your ultimate, you get yourself the Dispel, and you just keep running at him.
Now, I'm curious what people are going to think is actually like going to be like the counters to Doom going forward, because it feels like Doom might be a little too strong.
I mean, I think it's like first phase pick, first phase ban material. Like, I'm surprised that we see all these other bands. The Pango, the Undying. Undying got a number of nerfs as well. The Broodmother, Windranger on the other side. They just been out the Doom, man.
I feel like Undying is exactly the same. Even like, yes, they technically nerfed him, but it doesn't change the hero like conceptually in terms of its strength in the game.
Nature's Prophet. They changed the Aghanim's shard on him to be slightly better.
Yep. And teleportation has a lower cooldown, I think.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Last band coming out on Cringe Crew. They were afraid of the Invoker. Maybe do the Cataclysm Overgrowth combination. It could be a little bit scary. It also slows down the game of the Leshrac quite a bit if you hit him with the EMPs consistently.
I'm trying to think what else they could pick for the mid lane here that does want to Lesh. I mean, honestly, Queen of Pain is not bad.
Dyer's turn to pick.
They're going to ban the Ember Spirit. I feel like it's a pretty good co-op game. She lanes decently well into the Lesh.
Yeah, but you want to play it into the Silencer.
I mean, every chord is just going to get a BKB eventually, and I think that's fine. You could also just go for Lina.
10 seconds left.
Lina, yeah, Lina's not banned. You could go for Lina as well. And go for like Lina Drow here with Doom Treant. That's actually pretty good.
No matter what it is, it needs to be something that can output a lot of damage. I talked about this quite a bit. Drow Ranger really doesn't like when heroes run at her. You need to have a secondary hero on Drow's team that can output damage as everyone like sits on top of her. Otherwise, they'll just continuously run her down while the team like tries to assist but doesn't do enough damage. Then everything falls apart after she goes down. So here with big DPS that can punish for running on top of Drow Ranger, Lina does fit that criteria.
Radiant's up.
But they don't pick that at all. They go for the Shadow Shaman instead.
Which makes this a bizarre draft.
I think we're seeing a Shadow Shaman mid.
Just long enough.
I don't even think Infamous know where they're putting their heroes.
I think they do. They got to have something here. It's possible they want to run Rubik mid just because they buffed his base damage by 3, and he's got a decent animation to begin with.
I knew it. Off lane Lesh. I knew that this was coming.
Yeah, Nico's going to be playing the Kunkka this game.
And it's a
Step ass
Sabas
on the
Rubik
Rubik.
mid.
Okay. You ended up being right. It is not going to be fun to play a Rubik mid into the Kunkka.
No, you
You
don't
do
steal
not
anything.
have enough. Yeah, you don't steal anything. I mean, that's not even the issue. You do not have a lot of armor and HP to work with.
You
He's
got
going to
Fade Bolt,
just
man.
cleave
That'll
through
be
that.
fine, right? That'll reduce enough of his damage.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
I am concerned.
I am also on the train of being concerned.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not super sold on this mid Rubik. I think Infamous might be getting a little lost in the sauce right now. So we'll see how it goes. But maybe, just maybe, they have something figured out here. I did think spellcasters in general are a lot stronger on this patch. So it could just, pan out to be really strong. But I don't know. There's no pipe builder on the side of Cringe Crew. Unless you want to build it on Kunkka.
Sorry, you mind repeating that part? I got distracted by a nouns related message.
Oh, I was saying there's not really any pipe builder on the side of Cringe Crew. So, the Rubik could end up doing pretty well. Like their only pipe builder would probably be the Kunkka, but yeah, we'll see.
He doesn't really want to build one. He's going for probably like a BKB and a bunch of either damage utility items.
Jaranger forgot to take all our items. Okay. Well, they're gonna come on a courier now.
Maybe just decide. It hadn't been decided on what you wanted to get yet.
This will certainly be an interesting mid lane. I mean, Fade Bolt, decent amount of damage reduction, but yeah, this is not sure if it's gonna be the play. The only thing Rubik got was 3 more damage, right?
Yeah.
All right,
I just double checked. That is the only thing that he got.
I was like, I only remember there being 1 line.
Maybe it'll change the game though.
Treant Protector, though, starting Orb of Venom, hasn't selected an ability yet, which, like I said, I'm guessing he'll probably go for the Leech Seed. If he happens to find Tiny and just Leech Seeds him, Tiny just is going to take so much damage.
Centaurs, wizards, Medusas.
Yeah.
You're here because we.
Leech Seed actually does a lot. You've got level 1 now.
So, who is ready to defend?
What is it?
Per second. It's 20 per pulse now.
Yeah, as I'm saying, they buffed it. 4 damage at level 1. Reduce the cast point and the cast range scales. So it's very strong.
Oh, that's sick.
They did manage to cut every single tree. And more.
I like the Quelling Blade pickups on supports when you're playing against the Tree Protector. 100% necessary. And then dropping the Leech Seed at the beginning of the laning phase, regardless of the fact that they're not even fighting into them yet. I think putting like a ranged hero as your offlane rather than a melee one does make this a little bit easier. That way Kataro's like forced to walk forward and get in close and be pretty committed if they want like the HP regen advantage from Leech Seed as they trade.
Already forced out the first salve there. Yeah, Kataro does not have a lot of HP left. He took a lot of damage from Sunlight here in this last little trade. All right, I want to focus on mid lane. A Rubik versus Kunkka. This is wild.
I mean, it's not... Years and years ago, we'd have similar matchups like this. People would play more experimental mids. The issue is the Rubik falls off very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. That's kind of always the issue, right? Top lane. Ooh, there's the grass plus the first blood. Now going to Treant. Yeah, He's gonna be very happy about that. Who needs trees? Not this guy. Meanwhile, bottom lane. Doom forced off the wave entirely. He's gonna salve up next to the tower. See what's going on in the mid lane here still.
He's 12-0 to the 10-0 Rubik. I feel like it'll be pretty even for the first couple levels. Once he's got, well, now he's got 2 points in tiebreak. Maybe once he gets a third, there's probably going to be too much harass on the Sebes for him to deal with.
That's kind of my thought process. Like, I don't know how he actually secures last hits. I guess Nico will keep shoving the wave in, though, like this.
Yeah, so it'll be reasonably safe. And fortunately, you don't have amazing heroes rotating in. Like, once it switches over to nighttime, Warden could potentially rotate in with a smoke or something like that, get an avalanche, and then toss him back into the Kunkka. That's the main thing you're worried about. As long as you pay attention to where the Warden is, you're going to be fine.
Okay. Well, we haven't really talked too much about bottom lane. So we've got Doom and the Shadow Shaman up against the Ursa Silencer, which, right, wait a minute. Ursa, he just popped that Earth Shock, so he's really far forward. He's going to take a lot of damage from that burn.
He's going to be fine, though. Already has his boots of speed, so he's able to walk away from the Doom.
Yeah, this is only level 1 Scorched Earth. That is true. He does have the speed aura, which is nice. Super useful. Ooh, top lane. They managed to find Yeah, was that?
Avalanche ends up setting up Split Earth, and they just...
Plenty of damage from there.
Yeah, bottom lane.
Just constantly back and forth. Ursa gonna commit here onto Slade, and he's gonna try and juke his way into the trees. No way, no way, no way. He's actually making it work. Flea's gonna be here to help finish up the kill, but
oh,
that's awkward. He double mangoed, didn't he, to try and
yeah, I want to get the shackle off onto him before he died. He's at a very awkward amount of mana. It doesn't get the shackles off. I mean, if he gets those, he starts healing off them 130. I might just find that kill and he survives that, but...
Man, that is a super unfortunate use of your mangoes.
Yeah.
Mid lane is actually looking really good for Sebas.
Toss the Drow back into the Leshrac, but Gus ends up getting off before he can connect that Split Earth. That needs to be timed really well. Just do the huge cast point from the Split Earth. Like, he basically needs to start throwing it on himself the same time the toss is coming out. And has to hope that the Gust doesn't come out before the toss. Mid lane, Kunku gonna X himself back in the fountain, come back to lane. Doesn't have a bottle, though. There's option to go the double bracer build to be able to, like, better harass the Rubik, who...
Or just sustain, I guess?
Yeah.
Like, just more HP.
Wants to see more damage.
Oh, toss back onto Sunlight. They've caught the Treant Protector. Can Catyu actually survive this? He's got a Nature's Grasp, try and zone them out. They're going to try and bring down the Tiny first. The healing from the level 2 Nature's Grasp was more than enough, but a great Split Earth there from Sunlight. Gonna help him pick up the kill there onto that Treant Protector. Kotaro needs to be careful, though. Or does he? Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Something like a lineup a stun, he could potentially turn things on Kotaro and find the kill onto him, but he's not making it so easy. Bottom, they're trying to run down Flea.
Oscar just going in a little bit too far, but ooh, nice shackles there from Sladen. Just to get the end of the Scorched Earth there.
That should help.
So Rubik has X, which is, you know, not the most fun ability to steal as a Rubik, but he's now heading down to the side lanes. Maybe he'll find something else.
Scanning around.
Yeah, nice scan's gonna catch this gank pretty much right away.
Bulging eyes. Ugh. It's just creepy.
Yeah, it looks like Warden. He's gonna drop in the top lane.
And he's had a lot of deaths this game. He's in a really good time on the Drow.
Bottom, they're coming onto the Ursa again.
I think with the Rubik this time, more than enough damage, so they will take that one with ease. It's a little bit surprising because they got the scan, they knew he was there.
I don't know. Owen's bizarre. All right. Yeah. All right. Then that way you go to the problem you're talking about. The fact that there's like no spells to steal from the Kunkka in this mid lane matchup. He steals a level 1 torrent on the Rubik. Wee. 80 damage. The 1.6 second stun is nice though. Don't get me wrong. It's a 6 stun. But you definitely want something else if you're able to get it. Kunkka rotating up into the top lane right now. But
bottom lane, they're just chasing Flea again. Dude, level 3 Scorched Earth is owning Sladen with the full duration shackles here, but TP in from Kunkka, they will clean up the silencer.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you force Kunkka bottom. That's fine.
Doom's going to walk as far away as possible so he doesn't get caught out by the Kunkka as well. But like you mentioned, walks up the top, doesn't connect with anything, he forces a TP bottom. Leaves Seb has a chance to find a couple more last hits, even things out. Speaking of, the man really needs to find a better spell to steal. At least something that'll help him farm camps.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, there's not a lot of like those spells right now. You have to get one from Lesh.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, you'd be walking pretty far out of your way to make that one happen. You'd much rather be sitting in the mid lane
just kind of farming.
Farming. Yeah, spamming out Fade Bolt.
Oh, they got him now. He's going to steal the boat, and he gets the Invis rune off. Can he survive thanks to the rum buff is the big question. It looks like he might be able to. He's just able to walk away. He's going to be just fine. But he's got to back away now.
Only one sentry to work with, unfortunately. In the bottom lane, they wanted to try to put some aggression onto Ursa in order to punish the rotation of the silencer, but it walks up Slade and he ends up getting nervous. He stepped away afterwards.
It's funny, the Sebas was heading bottom to gank, and then the rum buff expired. It dropped him to like 9 HP, and he was just like, oh.
And he's like, oh.
Alright, and I'm just going to walk back to Fountain now.
Yeah. This gives him a chance to just like take this mid tower nearly 100 to 0.
Yeah, this is huge. This is a really, really nice gank.
Well, that's going to give them a lot more control over the map, and now they're making rotation up into the jungle. Potentially connecting with the Drow or Trent. You'd much rather find Drow, but Trent walks up the hill and scouts someone out. He's going to try to run for it anyways. But...
that was the avalanche chain right there. And yeah, he's got a 17-stick wand, but they've got a lot of help incoming. Oh, the Hex actually provides enough space for Drow to not get caught on that torrent. Now might be able to find Sunlight. Sladen's trying on the Shaman. One more auto attack from the Drow's not going to come through. The stolen boat off the mark completely from Sebas. He does get the tree grab stolen. And just zaps the Tiny.
Yeah, and Sladen will tick down to the Arcane Curse from Silencer.
Very funny.
Yep.
They smoke up, and Sunlight's gonna find a regen rune here in the mid lane. So they're gonna get ready to go right back into the high ground.
Doesn't get better than this.
Oh my god, finding Kitaro like this is gonna be so huge. Big overgrowth, but he's just gone, right? Global silence. He doesn't get the X off in time, and Sunlight incredibly low. Again, down to just 17 HP. The Nature's Grasp, not enough to finish him. Down to 7 this time. Sebas is trying to get in range. It's not going to bounce on the Fade Bolt. And Flea will get the D-Ward on the high ground as well. Oh, no. He only gets the Sentry. Or, yeah, he only gets the Sentry, actually.
Kitaro gets Flea. We'll go right back to farming and gonna heal him up just by dropping Leech Seed onto these neutral creeps here.
It's a lot of healing, man. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm curious if he goes the Holy Locket, because I actually kind of feel like Holy Locket Treant might be ridiculous.
I mean, it's a lot of gold.
It's just like, what else do you go? Maybe this game you probably go Force Staff or something, or Yules.
Against the Ursa, you probably want to go Force Staff. Yules doesn't feel too bad, but I'm thinking Force. Blink Dagger, a lot of people usually want to get just so you can get off a good ultimate. But let's see. Aghanim Scepter is Aghanim Shard is always really important. Be able to hide around the map.
Yeah.
As well.
Lots of jungle items. Jeez, was he clearing a stack? Okay, yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's just sitting smoked on an ancient camp.
Yeah, surprised Slade hasn't just dropped the wards here. I mean, you might as well clear out the tower faster. Maybe they feel like they can do this without them. They're just waiting for someone to appear, but no one's taking the bait. Instead, they got and they're doing the same thing in both lanes. up in the top, Flea and
Oh,
Warden
yeah.
are sitting behind the tier 1, and Treant's actually going to take the bait. He walks up here, but unfortunately, Kunkka already stepped away, so not going to be able to connect with it. Yeah, they get the mid without committing mass serpent wards, so next order of business will be rotating the mid lane and potentially
Oh, he
dropping
gets
them
the
there.
toss. Caillou. He's not in the trees anymore, and there's going to be the X into the torrent, and Ark's going to be there to finish him off. Nice grab there by the Tiny. I kind of forgot Doom was in this game, personally. Oscar's almost got a BKB.
Oh, yeah. Going a little bit more farm than last time we saw Doom at this point in the game. He's only like 1,200 gold away from it. That's sick. He's also maxed out Devour rather than Scorched Earth this game, so man's just focused on farming. Regardless of that, he's still got 2 kills under his belt.
I think Sebas like wanted to go for a Midas at some point because he does just have like a casual Glove of Haste. I don't know. I'm guessing that's what it was. I don't know what else it would be. Oh, okay. He's gonna disassemble into the Aether Lens. There's no way you can just build this into treads, right?
The gloves?
Yeah.
Maybe? Maybe you wanted to go for the Midas. I mean, it makes sense if you're a mid laner who hasn't been farming particularly well. I think if you had some better abilities to work with, install myself here.
Caillou gonna take a decent chunk of damage there. Sladen is on the backside though. The Tumbler Toy into that Shackle is gonna be that immediate global silence. Wow, we'll pause there from Sebas.
All right. She'll be back in a second here. Surprisingly, I mean, he just commits the global in order for him to TP out of that one, but I guess you're pretty dead there if you don't commit it in. It is your mid laner, so. Nico, pretty close to his BKB. You don't want to lose him there. He's only like 700 gold away. Fair enough.
Ooh, Ursa went for the defusal this game, which is definitely that like get active early and fight build. So I would like to see him start joining his team.
Yeah, I think the earlier you start fighting and are active, the more quickly this mid Rubik doesn't feel like a mid Rubik anymore. If everybody's participating and like ready to deal with the Rubik running at you, then he'll start to fall off pretty fast and just overwhelming the game.
Yeah.
And he hasn't really been able to farm either. Again, he's only at 4.5k net worth. He had like Arcane Curse a second ago to work with. Now that when things already expired, he's not farming out waves or creep camps. If you manage to steal some of Leshrac spells, you'd be able to farm reasonably quick. But instead, he's just going to fall off at this rate.
All right. Hopefully we're gonna get back into the game here in just a second. He is all reconnected as a bunch of lines are being drawn all over the map. There's the G.
And we're back.
Oh wow, they just smoke up right away. Okay. Sladen. Smoke's gonna get popped. Flea's gonna find him. Just thinking about going up there. Drops a sentry. Does not find anything, but we'll see a ward now. I mean, there's no way this doesn't get dewarded. Yeah, he's got the courier. Goes right on in.
One of the wards are going to be outside Roshan, unfortunately.
They don't have a ward that scouts this, though, but you're right, yeah.
I mean, I'm going to find out pretty... yeah, it's going to make it even easier for them to find out. They drop a curse inside the pit, but they don't have global.
Warden's got 4-point avalanche. If he manages to catch these heroes, it's a lot of damage. Oh, Sabas has stolen it now. Slade on the other side, tries to go for the wraparound. Avalanche to try and buy him some space, but he's going to get pulled back into the X, and they will find that kill. Kataro does get the Aegis. Is there a nice 3-hero overgrowth? The multi-shot doing some work, but Sunlight with a nice 2-hero stun pushed away. Gets doomed up instead. Gets popped as well. Oscar now in deep, forced to run away. And that's going to be the end of the fight, though. Ends up being a 2-for-1. You get the Aegis, though. Inside of Infamous, I think that's pretty okay.
Yeah, they reacted to that one a little bit late. I'm not sure if they were going to actually be able to get into the pit there. The fact that they came into overgrowth, you managed to get away on everyone, I think that's fine. Leshrac, you're going to lose regardless, and you get him to commit Doom onto him as well, so it feels pretty good. But yeah, nice attempt by Ursa. I mean, he tried to walk in the pit and steal the Aegis. That was a hell of a bold move to do without a BKB, but
Sladen walks right into a Tiny.
TPs will come in, unfortunately, much too late. Oscar doesn't have that much to be afraid of, though, because he does have his BKB completed. And again, this isn't your average Doom from years ago. This guy actually has a ton of armor. 10 base armor right now, plus the extra he gets from Devour while he's using a creep, was giving him an extra 7.
And he's got nice armor.
Even got ice armor.
Oh, tries to turn it around, but ends up just not having any of his armor buffs up and just dies as a result.
He just chose not to activate his BKB there.
Well, yeah, he chose not to activate anything. He pressed Scorched Earth and then died. Stolen Avalanche, trying to help him, but not going to be enough. Pulls him back into the multi-shot of the Drow, but Sunlight just a little bit too tanky right now as they pick up the Treant Protector.
Yeah, and it's got the Soul Booster completed, so a lot of extra HP. He's not going to try to snatch the Lightning Storm. I guess it's not very high level. When you grab the Split Earth, that'd be amazing.
Nice tower deny there from the Drow. So Kataro still has that Aegis, still continuing to farm. I feel like it's a pretty good Drow game if Kataro's allowed to actually like get some space and continue kind of, I would say, excelling like he is. Because he's right with the Ursa and in front of the Lesh.
It's an okay Drow game. I mean, again, you have the issue where
Dude, that is a huge gank tank there from CatU, as this would have been a certainly dead Drow Ranger, and instead they turn it into a kill onto Warden. Sick placement there from the Treant.
Ursa finishes up his Blink Dagger, but still needs to fly out to him, so he's going to walk away for now. It's an okay Drow Ranger game. I mean, you have issues. Playing against a Tiny who's got a bunch of added armor rather than base armor, so the marksmanship doesn't go going through that. Kunkka is usually found with building armor items. Ursa, she's somebody like getting on top of you. So they do have some heroes that are like okay against the Drow, but I don't think
All the smoke for Arc. They're gonna get the Hex right into the Doom. Beautiful play there. Ward up on the high ground, obviously gonna be known about now, so they'll eventually look for the D-ward there. But this is gonna help open up that mid-tier 1 tower. Slayton does have the wards, doesn't really opt to drop them quite yet. Like to save these for the next objective or the team fight potentially. Drow does find a Philosopher's Stone, which I'm sure either Slayton or CatU are gonna love. Yeah, CatU grabs it himself. And I mean, Treant Protector with gold is a really scary hero.
yeah, he does end up. He's going for the Force Staff just like we talked about. It looks like what's gonna be a walkway. Yeah, he's going for the Force Staff just like we talked about earlier. I mean, this will help get the Drow Ranger away from the Ursa, which I think is just going to be his main job, like sitting between the two of them and getting the Ursa off of him if he tries to jump Drow. I still think the Drow should get like Force Staff herself though, and she is going for that now. The Hurricane Pike. Anything to get you away from him.
Yeah. Smoke up in the mid lane.
Yeah. The best case scenario, CatU or Slayton walks into this.
Oh yeah, there it is. Big overgrowth actually, but of course the Enrage there to help get him out, and CatU not gonna be able to survive this one either.
Not a best case scenario if they both walk into it though.
Yeah. And they'll get the D-ward as well.
Yep. Does give time for Oscar in the jungle. Finished up his Blink Dagger, so he's got that and the BKB now.
This 4-point Arcane Curse on the Rubik is actually going to be really scary.
Yeah. Not bad. You can clear out creep waves at least relatively quickly with this one. Really wasn't a fan of the Torrent. Has to head back to base though. Doesn't have enough mana regen to continue spamming out his skills. So he's going for Blink Dagger than Lotus Orb this game. I'm not sure if I'm a fan, but I do think you need to deal with the Silencer. Yeah, you'd feel a little bit underwhelming as a mid laner as far as like your damage output goes. Given that like the only thing you're going right now are this Aether Lens and then into Blink Dagger, followed by Lotus Orb.
Yeah, that's true. Shard actually queued up for the Doom. Huh. I mean, the bonus stun duration is nice. But I don't really feel like I see a lot of Dooms pick this up early. A lot of them are just opting to go straight for that Octarine.
It usually comes out as like the third item. the extra stun duration does feel really good. It also just does like a lot of damage.
Yeah. Actually
So,
smoked up here on
1 point-
Cringe Crew, going for the wraparound. They're in a decent spot to scout this one out. There's gonna be a torrent into the trees, not finding anything. A counter smoke at the exact same time. Where are they gonna go? Warren with a really aggressive blink in. They've got the BKBs on Doom. He's gonna drop it right. Oh, a global silence comes through, and Shadow Shaman the first to go down. But Oscar, he's got to find his target. Who is it gonna be? He ends up not clicking on anyone with this. There's the overgrowth finally coming through. The Doom will connect onto the Kunkka. Sabas, he's finally here. The counter global silence, but he gets silenced himself. Flea's caught him on the backside here with the Leshrac, and Sabas doesn't get anything off. It's a disaster for the side of Infamous, as they're gonna end up losing all 5 for nothing.
God. That was like the worst way they could start that team fight possible. Don't get me wrong, I was surprised that the Rivet managed to steal the global science there, but the start of that team fight, the Doom just again didn't press his BKB when the avalanche came out onto him, followed by him like trying to. He activates the BKB. The global science comes immediately after that, so his BKB has been essentially made useless. Like he activates it too late. Well, he's disabled for a little while. Global Science comes out. He can't get his Doom off at anybody. Then he tries to get the stun off on a Kunkka with his Hoof Stomp. And Kunkka, again, just like we saw in the previous game, Nico BKBs when he tries to drop this thing in the middle of the cast animation for it. So much time wasted by Oscar when he needs to be the one dropping his spells as quick as possible. I find another kill off of the back of that last team fight. I'm going down the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, I mean, the Lesh just kind of stood in the center of the whole fight. Didn't really even seem to care. They don't have hypothermia yet on the Drow, so no real healing reduction coming out onto him. And Rubik, he walks into the fight with like global silence, presses the global silence, and gets instantly silenced since he had last word on him. So he was just unable to do anything for 6 seconds and died before the silence even wore off.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this mid lane Rubik not looking too hot, man. He has 3,000 gold below the next closest core. I mean, and that is the entire net worth difference this game.
And I think at this point I would have preferred the mid Shadow Shaman like I was talking about. I don't think this gets any better at this point either. Like, the fact that Ursa is playing very fast, going for the Diffusal Blade makes things even more difficult. Speaking of BKB's next item, he's only 200 gold off this one. Once he's got this done, like his only Drow Ranger is going to be able to put damage into him. You got 2 different ways to dispel the overgrowth if the Treant Protector tries to shut you down. The game is not easy already. It's about to get even harder.
Oh, yeah.
Roche respawned in another 30 seconds, by the way.
Another pick off
Cat,
there.
you're
Thanks for the high
unfortunately in the
ground
wrong
ward.
neighborhood. Yeah, just placing that one. They get their first kill with it, and
Global Science mid lane might be enough to save Sunlight, but no, big marksmanship proc there from the Drow. A DD Rune spawns in the river. Both teams see this, and Arc will be able to grab it. Warden with a nice avalanche does come through. Gets a 3-hero torrent that pulls him back into the boat. Nico sets up a big win off of that. The Doom even wasted as well. And Slayton on the far side of the fight. They get brought down eventually. A triple kill for the Ursa, and right into Roshan we go.
what's better than that? Getting the 3 kills outside the pit with the DD and the Roche spawn at the same time. He actually needs Warden to tank this up for a little bit for him, though. He does have a Mask of Death, but Roshan does a lot of damage these days, and unfortunately stealing for less damage than ever because of how they rework the more Mask around.
All right, there it is.
That was such a sick tidal wave.
Yeah, that tidal wave was. That's the thing. A lot of people who like don't play Kunkka that often don't realize like how good tidal wave can be. It's just an instant displacement. And yeah, use it right, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pulls
Use
3
right,
heroes to the
up.
low ground. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, Fleet.
Sends it for a torrent and a photo.
Gonna get caught there as it goes for the ward. Sunlight just blinks in aggressively right onto the Treant Protector. We'll find him able to cancel out the shackles, as well as Nico gets himself a double kill. Or Sunlight gets himself a double kill. Nico's gonna clean up the third. It's looking rough for Infamous. A 9k gold lead now suddenly for the side of Cringe Crew, as they're just gonna continue their aggression here.
They don't even want to go to the towers. They want blood. They're running at the heroes. Let's go.
They're just gonna let Sunlight deal with it, right? They're like, yeah, you can get towers, right? You're Lesh, it'll be fine. We'll do the rest.
Fortify will make that counter normal. He knows he's just gonna. He wants to join the fun too.
They got
the
Kitaro.
He's gonna be the one to catch Kitaro.
Yep, they got vision of him right on the ward, and easy pick off once again. They already forced the fortification, but the thing is, without getting this mid tower, Tree and Protector will be able to heal it back up.
I mean, they're gonna come right back over here and clear it out pretty quickly. Here's my issue right now. Like, what's your recovery plan?
What recovery plan?
Yeah, exactly. I have no idea what the recovery plan.
I live in the U.S., Neph. We don't have these things known as recovery plans. It is just deal with it.
I see.
Okay.
So, eventually, Infamous are gonna need a recovery plan here. And I'm not sure what that is. Like, the Drow Ranger had to stop building the Manta style and start trying to build a BKB. We've got like a Manta recipe, then an Ogre Axe.
Yeah, those are not great.
Yeah. Your way back into this is like, I don't know, catching out a couple heroes, taking a sick team fight, doing a bunch of like damage as quickly as possible before like getting back out, but you're starting not to have the damage for that anymore on the Drow Rangers. You don't have the item build up for it. Your Rubik mid isn't scaling for the late game. Again, we talked about his item build up. Like, it's just Blink Dagger, Aether Lens.
This is
And
like,
after that, he's going for a Lotus Orb. Like, these are defensive items. You're not feeling a huge contribution from your mid. Actually, doesn't feel that much different from a support Rubik at this point.
as I was like, this kind of just feels like a slightly overfarmed support Rubik, right? Which, I mean, is great, but only when you have, you know, when it's a support, I suppose.
Yeah, when you have another mid laner who's putting in damage.
Top lane, they managed to take down the Shadow Shaman and take down the tier 2 tower. So this will be outposts, which is quite big for them.
Still have Aegis for another 2 minutes as well, so... Walk up to the
Oh my gosh,
fire
they have
guy,
vision on mid lane. They find Oscar. He's just dead. No BKB
Please
still.
Observer War. They put there a couple, like 45 seconds ago.
Rubik does steal toss, but I don't know how far he can toss people from. Oh, wait a minute, that was weird. Where he got pushed to.
Observer Ward.
And he's just still dead anyway. They just keep going in one after the other. They have so many blink daggers. They only have 4 blinks, actually. They see anyone, it's just instantly death for them.
Yeah. As long as these Blink Daggers aren't on cooldown or interrupted, they just go for it. The pullback.
Nice shackles there from Sladen. They do have another avalanche to follow this one up, but Kitaro in some trouble as he just jumps in on the Ursa. Gonna get a lot of damage out here. Can they actually keep him in the base? Sebastian, you have no spells, sir. Oh my goodness. All right, they all blinked out. Sladen gets nothing.
Yeah, they get absolutely nothing. A 13k net worth lead there for the side of Cringe Crew, and like you mentioned, forced to buy back on Sladen. I don't see this getting any easier as the game continues either.
Remember what we saw last game in terms of a desperation smoke?
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like that's where we are right now.
Shoes on the other foot.
Yeah, I feel like Shu is... I feel like
I want to see them in that exact same place between the tier 3 and 4, or sorry, 2 and 3 tower.
Sabas will get an arcane rune, which is quite nice as they continue to head into the enemy jungle, but they're not finding anything.
Man, Cringe Crew, I'm gonna fall in. They smoke up on their own.
I mean, the tower is like outside their base top. They have to know they're smoked up right now.
Like, this is one of the few opportunities Rubik would actually have to spam out the wave and farm. Instead, they see him bottom, they're gonna know the majority of the heroes that they have no one's defending the top lane.
Cat you here trying to break the smoke as Arc just absolutely obliterates him in just a couple of auto attacks. He's got Brigand's Blade, Basher now after the BKB, and he's queued up a Lincoln's just to prevent the Doom as well, so. Oscar not doing nearly as much on the Doom this game.
No. And now they'll walk right up to high ground. Everybody, Rainbow TP's back to base. They realize they have to defend here. They almost have Stream Protector again. Thing is, you don't take the tower in one go. You can just continuously heal this one up, but they barely survived last time. So I think they realized the majority of the heroes inside of Die are TP back to base, so they think, okay, now we can get back, we can farm the map, get the DD rune. The job's done.
Yeah, Kotaro is trying desperately to get to this like BKB. XD?
Sweet as honey.
I see.
Yeah.
Slip of the finger.
Yeah, it happens, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I don't know what Sebas is saving for. Like, he has lower net worth than the silencer, basically. He's just sitting on 4,000 gold.
I think he realizes that this Lotus Orb isn't going to turn the game around.
I mean, what turns the game around for this hero?
Well, he's got a Dagging queued up. So, maybe Dagging, but I wouldn't count on that either.
Like, Aghanim Scepter doesn't seem super good on him. Because there's not really any good spells to steal. Like,
I mean, there is. You get anything from Leshrak's kit. I think you're fine.
well, it's like, how does the Aghanim Scepter like really help you outside of just having 2 spells?
Wheels for Octarine Core. Cooldown reduction, being able to spam out Faithful a little bit more, I suppose.
Okay.
Looks like Radiant's top tower is getting
He steals Tidal Wave. That's a spell for sure.
top tower has bit the big biscuit.
Dude, that thing goes forever on this hero. Oh my god.
Does not like Dire's bottom tower, and it shows.
Actually, yeah, I don't think it pulls them back for any longer, though. It just goes for a really long time.
If Dire doesn't haul ass and help out that bottom tower, there's not going to be a tower left.
Dude, how funny would that be if you just get like stuck in a tidal wave for like 1,000 units? You're like,
That's
"Ah!"
how it used to work. That was the Kunkka glitch, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
You could boat someone across the map.
Rugby, cricket, or curling. But if I was, I'd bet on Radiant's top tower coming.
Pull him into the fountain with a boat. Very hype.
Forget I said that.
That was a good time. I forgot about that.
Yeah. We used to have a bunch of just completely game-breaking glitches like that.
It was named, of course, after Jeff Bottom.
Are they game
I miss
breaking
them.
or just cute?
Like all the details.
They were cute. I miss them.
If you're a fan of Radiant's top tower, I'd shut my eyes right now.
You do it with Magnus too, right? They skewer someone across the map.
Dire is kicking sweet
See,
hell
Neph,
out of
if you
Radiant's
liked
top
those
tower.
types of interactions, boy, would you have loved Han, man. I'm telling you. You would have.
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever enjoyed a single conversation I've had with a Han player.
Football, horse racing, rugby, cricket, or curling.
Is that why we're still not friends?
I'd bet on Radiant's
Yep.
top tower
Okay.
coming down.
What can you do?
There is a certain charm about certain mechanics just straight up like break the game in certain ways,
Yeah, Kraken, man. That hero was great.
especially when they're not so easy to pull off. But then there's other people who say, "How is that balanced?"
Yeah. Those are the best times, man. Those are the best times to be alive.
I'm sure it's a better esport, and the competitive integrity is better when there's not bugs like that, though.
That is true.
It's just less fun.
All right, smoked up on the side of Cringe Crew. Gonna see what they can find. There's an overwhelming blink on Nico. He just said, screw it. I'm gonna go overwhelming blink after the axe. Oh, they caught a drow illusion. They're gonna try and go up onto the. Oh, he just instantly BKBs on Arc. They're on full retreat mode. Oscar manages to find the silencer, but Flea gets onto the low ground. Sladen just gets blown apart by the Ursa. The global silence comes out. There's gonna be the BKB. The turn around. Can they bring down the Ursa? Looks like they will, but Katyu falling low. Nice overgrowth inside of 3. Torrenstorm doing some work, but Kotaro has been untouched. And he's the one you've got to be careful of. Nice toss into Torrent to try and make some space for him to get away, but Warden will not be able to survive this one, and it looks like Infamous finally find a fight. Maybe Sunlight's going back in, able to get on top of Guitar with a nice force step. The save there from the telekinesis, as well as Sunlight trying to heal through the damage, but it's not going to be enough. Nico is silenced up, cannot get away, and it ends up being a big win for Infamous this time.
Managed to get every hero on their side. They forced 2 buybacks, but they take the fight. Ursa just wasn't able to get on top of the heroes this time, unfortunately.
5 for
Only ended up
2.
doing like 1,500 damage. Yeah, he needs to be able to defend. I think either the Drow Ranger or the Doom at the start of these fights that couldn't get on top of Drow. Drow managed to survive through all of it. They're putting out damage.
He like panicked as soon as his smoke popped. He popped BKB and didn't like blink up anywhere. He just kind of ran around and then eventually blinked, which, like you said, wasted most of his BKB duration. And that is going to be third Roshan with an Ag's Blessing, which is huge if they actually get this.
They will. I don't think they'll be able to move across the map and contest this fast enough, and I'm sure they know that on Cringe Crew, so goes their way.
And just like that,
Show me that graph.
yeah, they give the Ags to Drow. Oh boy, yeah, that graph, it's looking a little bit like Everest.
Yeah. I think it's gonna. Yeah, it's just continue to dip down. You really hate to see it.
Suddenly, Drow has a free Aghanim Scepter, so we're going to see the split shots happening. She's queued up the Eye of Scotty. I would really like to see her pick up Hypothermia at some point because, you know, obvious reasons. It's very good. He's still holding off on it. I am surprised. I don't know. Maybe Katara just really does not value this shard upgrade.
I think it's sick. But
I feel like it's got to be super good, right? Especially once you get the Drow Ags. Like, it's super strong.
I think it's super sick. But again, I guess she just values the extra HP. I mean, you needed these other things. Get the Dispel from Manta Style. You need Magic Community from BKB. Hurricane Pike helps get the ADRs off you. There's a lot of different things you need. I think if you just went straight for the Egg Shard, your Hypothermia, you just die.
Honestly,
you don't get a chance to attack anybody.
I actually really like the Octarine Core pickup here on Sabas. I think this thing is super sick. Like, he has the Stolen Spells cooldown talent at 15, and he's actually doing a lot more damage in fights now. Timeless Relic now also on the Rubik, so extra spell damage and debuff duration, which means all of his stuns are just going to last that much longer. So, if he ever gets Split Earth, dude, this hero is going to be really scary.
Yeah, at that point, he'll probably build an Egg Shard, but he's sure not getting Split Earth this game.
Yeah, he hasn't managed to pick it up quite yet, but if he does, it is very good.
The group look like they want to smoke on Cringe Crew. Unfortunately, no one's holding on to one.
Dude, this game was... Oh my gosh, do they have a 16k advantage? Am I doing that math right? Almost 16,000?
You are correct.
Now down to 2,000, as Doom is now second on the net worth, which, I mean, is just what Doom does, but he's managed to finish up an entire Shiva's Guard after the Halberd.
Yeah, I can refresh queued up next. I mean, there's your solution for the huge heals in the Leshrac. They've got the Shivas, they've got Eye of Scotty almost completed on the Drow Ranger.
And eventually Hypothermia, Copium.
Alright, I'm sure it's coming. It's right around the corner.
I mean, they're smoked up, head on the high ground. Sabas hits the Avalanche, finds... Oh, his spell just expired. He's got to be careful. Doom just jumps in. He has the BKB, able to hit Lesh. There's going to be the global that comes through. Doom needs to run and fast, but Sabas, he's looking to get back in active. Katara up onto the high ground with the Force Staff. They find the Ursa. He's all alone. The Hex from Sladen is there, and now Nico's in full retreat. Backside, oh, quick tap there. They catch Warden on the Tiny. He's got a Ghost Scepter trying to buy himself from time. There's going to be the Stolen Toss. Sends the Doom right back in. I mean,
he ends up getting caught.
They caught Nico. Oh boy, did they catch Nico. He's going to BKB. He's going to do his best to try and get out of here with the Torrent Storm. He's going to try and TP on out. Do they have the damage? It doesn't matter. He doesn't TP in time.
End up interrupting it. Doesn't pop it fast enough.
Dude.
They're bringing this back right now.
It's not bringing back. It's completely brought back. They're in the driver's seat. Full control of the game now on Infamous.
You take one bad team fight, Roche respawns, they get an Egg's Blessing. It is such a massive swing of net worth, and I don't know, like, Rubik is contributing to these fights, yeah, but Taro and Oscar now carrying this game on their back, I feel.
Yeah, they are very strong now.
Kitaro could finally go for that damage that we talked about as well. The Daedalus queued up.
Yeah, he did need it for sure. Dude, I'm gonna be so sad if he finishes this whole game having never built the shard.
I'm sure he'll build the shard soon.
I am not a betting man, unless it's basketball. Football, horse racing.
One's too afraid to go forward down the bottom.
Man, there's no Kunkka. Rubik's actually holding on to the flicker, dude, to instantly dispel the global.
Top tower just got demolished.
That's smart.
Yeah. I mean, he has a BKB as well, so it's a little bit confusing, but he's holding on to it anyway. Sladen off onto the left side here in the trees, looking for a target.
Yeah, as soon as someone comes forward, he's be able to.
Oh, there's the
interrupt
toss
it.
back, but Drow, the Aegis just expired. He's going to pop the BKB, get forced out. Big overgrowth. They didn't get the counter out, but there's going to be the global. Sebastian's going to try and buy some space for himself. His BKB comes through. They're going to try and just TP out on everyone instead. Okay. They just say screw it. Oscar's going to be the only casualty here on the Doom. Is Sladen?
Yeah, he's waiting in the trees the entire time. They didn't realize he was there, and he's gonna try to take this Rax.
There's
I mean,
two
I
catapults.
can make quick work of this.
Ooh, it was close. All right, they got him.
Yeah. Yeah, that one out. Nothing you could do though. Once the global silence is popped, he can basically just sit there AFK like a creep. He's got a BKB queued up now. Realizes that the global silence is a problem. Now on Cringe Crew, they're gonna smoke up, leave their base, try to catch something. These heroes think they're safe. The Doom dead and on cooldown. That would be the time.
Man, the Daedalus damage from this Drow is going to be really scary. Nice smoke wrap around here. The question is, who are they going to find? Sabas will be the big target. They get the first hit bash onto the Shadow Shaman. Sabas, oh, he flickers into the worst possible way. He's gone. Cat-U on the run. He's going to be out. But two nice pickoffs, and that is a dieback on your Rubik.
Yeah. Kataro and Cat-U are both.
Kataro has no TP, dude. He's sending his courier into the trees to try and get himself a TP, but
yeah, is he gonna clear out this wave?
Oh, Ursa got it.
Yeah, they're gonna know that he is somewhere down here. The question is, if they want to waste time trying to look for him.
Dude, they're not even gonna clear the wave. They're actually just stuck here on the Drow. They can go straight to the high ground here on Cringe Crew.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. I think they know that Drow Ranger's stuck. You're sending the courier down there with the TP on it. Yeah, and they didn't cut the wave either, so walking up onto the high ground now.
I mean, they can go back on the Train Protector, but this is scary.
Kataro's gonna run all the way.
Fortification, of course, they will get the second fort once the tower dies, but they do see Drow bottom, and they are beelining it. He does not know where they are. He has to pop the BKB right away just to get back into the base, but he just keeps getting chased. Force Staff comes out, Hex up on the tree. There's gonna be the global silence. Can they bring down Kataro? This would be huge, but he's actually surviving a couple misses from Arc, but he finally goes down. They've taken down the Shaman. They get Oscar inside the base. All 5 heroes of Infamous are dead. They have buybacks available.
They got to. They need to buy back now. You're gonna lose 2 sets of Raxes here. You will get Fortify again.
I mean,
they'll buy you a little bit of time, but Nico's just gonna go for tier 4s. They think they don't have buybacks. This is exactly what you want.
Treant's gonna buy back. Flak doing a decent chunk of damage here to the side of Cringe Crew.
I think you just go back into the tier 4s after the Flak comes out. The assumption is that they don't have buybacks.
Overgrowth,
right?
But
he does have overgrowth.
That is, I mean, you're buying back Kataro after, they're buying back everything after everything died, but really aggressive jump in. They got Flea, they got the Ursa. The Doom comes out even as they also find Tiny
Ursa
Warden.
Just bought out.
Oh no, Ursa, why? Why did he buy out?
Just before he died, he ended up building
Sabas has caught Nico as well. The
Avalanche
Avalanche connects. Cringe Crew is going to continue the chase. Oh no, Nico. He's got no way out of this. No BKB, nothing. Yeah, I mean, the Torrent Storm's going to buy him a little bit of time, but the damage from Drow is just way too much. Disarm again. Sabas still just hanging out on the backside. Sentry comes down just to be sure. 4 heroes dead on the side of Cringe Crew now.
Oh my god.
How did
Here we go again. I mean, they stayed too long. Ursa must have been like, she's absolutely certain that nobody had buyback available. Like the same second that he blinked forward, into those heroes, they buy back in the game, and he is just too far committed. At that point, everyone has to be. Just like that, they lose every hero.
Sometimes you
There had to have been some divide about how safe they wanted to play that one.
Yeah, sometimes you just blink in after buying out and you don't have buyback. I mean, that being said, Infamous is down 2 lanes of Rax. So this is still very good for the side of Cringe Crew. 50 seconds. I mean, is it actually? Kunkka's still dead for 50 seconds. They can force his buyback. It's huge. Drow's gonna be able to finish up 1 lane of barracks and they will just back on out. So they've cracked 2 sides. The game almost even now in terms of objectives, but there is a Roche up with a 4th set of items. Sebas is gonna scout it right now, and there's a DD outside the pit. They have to go end now.
Yeah, they can't afford to wait for the. You fight into this Aegis. There's just no way.
Nah, Aegis, Cheese, Refresher, and another Aghanim Scepter. This time, who takes the Ags, you think? Shaman? It is going to be the Shaman. All right. Huge upgrade to the Mass Serpent Wards.
Make quick work of the buildings with this one. So, now Cringe Crew. I mean, once they realize the Shaman has this Aghanim's Blessing, they have to know they can't take fights inside their base anymore.
Dude, he's got Refresher now, too. They just gave him the Fresher Shard and the Ags and Cheese, so he can just double drop wards on a lane. We're going to see him do that very similar to what we saw in the last fight. If he gets to level 18 to get that ward damage, I feel like that's pretty huge.
Quickly. Yeah, damage is going to come out so quickly once he has level 18.
I still cannot believe Kataro has not picked up the shard.
We're still on that one, huh?
I don't get it, neph! It's like one of the best kiting and farming like tools on this hero. You like hit a wave with 1 auto attack and the whole wave shatters with the next.
He's got it. Chill.
Oh, thank God.
Man.
I was losing my mind. Like, give me this thing. Tree and Protector apparently farmed an Axe. We have Eyes of the Forest online.
That's cool.
I mean, it's one of those things that going late game is one of the huge benefits of this hero. They do have a gem on Silencer, so they can find these. But it still gives you a massive vision and knowledge advantage.
You want to catch them before they get to their base. They're going to go for this.
Dude, he just guesses on Kataro. Just hits him in the trees. And Nico, you're way in too deep.
They drop Doom.
They do indeed. The global silence pretty much wasting out all of Oscar's kit here, but in comes Leshrac. Second global silence comes through. They've managed to hold the Drow Ranger down, but again, she's got that Aegis. They got to be careful here on Oscar. He's just going to get tossed into death. The first set of wards come out. They're bouncing in, trying to bring down Nico here on the Kunkka. There's going to be a great overgrowth, and it's enough to catch him. A dieback on Doom. They're going to force the buybacks on both Ursa and the Kunkka as they look in. They want to get this Drow. Kataro tossed into the center. He's going to turn around onto Fleet. Nice gust onto Leshrac as Nico, once again, just doing some work here on the Kunkka, but he gets the Force Staff away. He's got a cheese. He's going to pop it. Can they take down Sunlight? The toss into the stuns. The hexes are there. Drow Ranger falling low. Another split Earth. They do it. They wipe Infamous without any buybacks.
They spent 2 buybacks on that one, but the Leshrac going in, I mean, I think it was Nico just jumping in and interrupting the Doom that really stopped him from being able to take that fight.
Yeah.
And there was just like an RNG one as well. I'm pretty sure that was just one of the Torrent Storms. It wasn't him actually dropping Torrent onto him. Interrupts his Blink Dagger. It slows him down. He's just sitting there like twiddling his thumbs while Doom is active on himself. Same moment he tried to initiate it.
He got stunned by
the Drows to deal with.
How long did that Torrent say it stunned him for? He was stunned by torrents for 7 seconds straight. That was what happened. Sladen in some trouble here, drops the wards right onto the tier 4 towers. The Rubik, he pops his BKB, but Abyssal Blade is there. Dude, Cringe Crew have done it. They just clean up Infamous.
Oh, they gave us a heart attack getting here. Almost lost the game at a certain point, but they bring it back in the end. There is no way for them to defend at this point. 30 seconds left, and the only hero getting back up then is the Tree Protector.
Wait a minute, Nico, dude, respect these wards, man. He's just like standing under the Shaman wards, almost dying.
Yeah, dude, that Lesh Eggs put in work in that team fight. It just kept locking down the Drow Ranger.
dude, unbelievable game.
Just like that, Cringe Crew wins. Sunlight ends this game 18-3 and 15 on the Leshrac. 26 and 12 on the Ursa. I mean, they went for a bold strategy. They tried to run the Rubik mid. I'd say that's where they went wrong. Sebas made some cool plays this game, but compared to,
I mean, just look at the differences in net worths
between
or
like
like
what your mids
anything.
did.
Yeah. Like he's 10K behind the next closest core, and your mid laner does 27,000 damage. It's rough, man. Like when you try to go for these like cheeky picks, like yes, you're trying something out maybe because like you still feel pretty confident against this team, but just didn't end up panning out. I mean, Cringe Crew almost threw this game. Like we saw that they nearly threw the game, but even with in that last fight, they have the Aegis advantage, but they had buyback advantage on Cringe Crew, and they managed to take a fight and close out the game.
Yeah. So congratulations to Cringe Crew evening out to the series at 1-1. Hard fought victory to be sure. Ended up going 50 minutes here. Unfortunately, yeah, like I mentioned, the Rubik mid just didn't end up working out. I like seeing these things come out, but again, just reiterating, you compare like the effectiveness of what the Kunkka did in this game to what the Rubik was like able to do. You can very clearly see why this hero is not played mid.
Yeah. I mean, if you go back to that last fight, that last fight is won almost 100% off of RNG, which is crazy because of, like you said, where like Kunkka just runs in. He literally hit 3 torrents back to back on the Doom with like not like while totally CC. Torrent Storm literally stunned him 3 torrents in a row. He was stunned for 7 straight seconds into then a global silence into then another global silence. Like he didn't get to do anything.
I think just the worst part is that he activated the Doom on himself as that one came out.
Yeah. So really good game. Really exciting game for sure. It was super back and forth, but Infamous, they've got to play another series right now up against Team Dogchamp. And I have to imagine after that game, you're going to have a pretty rough time bouncing back.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll be able to recover off of this one. I mean, it's not like it's incredibly low. It's not like they were winning the game the entire time and all of a sudden things fell apart. They almost brought it back, then ended up losing. I think if you correct a couple things, you'll be just fine. Hopefully 10, 20 minutes they have between games, enough time for them to mentally reset and be ready.
Yeah, excited to see what's going to happen. We're going to go to another break here as we get ready for our third and final series of the night, everyone. So stay tuned for more on the BTS Pro Series Season 13. We'll see you after the break.